Recording. Okay. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the Women's Wellness Network. And welcome to you, Dorit. Hello, Dorit. How are you?
Hi, Tammy. I'm as well as can be expected under this heat. It's like so hot here. I don't know what it's like where you are, but it's really, really hot. And the air conditioners in this country just don't work well in this heat. So I have a fan going.
Well, that's okay. That's a good old trusty fan. You can't really go wrong with those. They're
No,
pretty good. So it's
not.
hot where you are. Can you tell us where it is you are in the world?
So I'm in Israel. In a little rural town called Even Yehuda, which translates as the Stone of Judah.
Oh,
And yeah, so I've been living here since 1987.
1987. Okay. Okay.
That's a
And
lot.
it is a lot of years. Yeah, absolutely. But you weren't always there. I know you were born in Israel and then you moved somewhere
So I was
near
born in
me.
Israel. Yeah, I was born in Israel in Haifa. And then when I was 5 or 4.5, my parents took a boat to Halifax, to Canada, because my mother's parents lived in Toronto and she missed her parents. So we took a 2-week boat ride across the Atlantic in 1959 to Canada, which my mother tells me to this day that everybody on the boat was like leaning over, heaving, except me and another little boy. The two of us, we were just dancing around having a grand old time. So because I remember it being a lot of fun. I don't remember anything else. And then we went to Toronto where I grew up. I grew up in Toronto. So that's like most of my life. And I remember very little of Israel. It's funny, most kids remember at least, from the age of 3, 4, 5. My memory was erased. It's like, except for one little incident where I remember singing a song, we're holding a sword of light, chasing away the darkness.
Nice.
And that sort of stayed with me, and I couldn't figure out why. That's the only thing I remember. But now I know.
Interesting, right? Right? How you know?
Our guides just accompany us wherever we go. And even if there's no awareness, I had zero awareness of anything. So growing up in Toronto as a very strange little girl with a very strange name.
Different name. It's a different name, but it's a nice
Uh,
name. Of
yeah, but everyone wanted to call me Dorit.
course.
And I'm Dorit. And I didn't understand why they insisted not to listen to me. But never mind. There was always this strangeness. I don't know why. It's like this constant not fitting into the routine of things around me. And but I didn't care. I didn't care. I used to bounce around and just do my own thing. And I was an only child. I'm still an only child. No brothers and sisters. And yeah. And then in 1977, I was scooped back to Israel by a man who I married. And I've been here ever since. And I had my 3 children here, but that's like all the superficial stuff. That's like it's a framework. We
Right.
have a framework of who we really think we are, so that's like the framework. When you put a puzzle together, you
Yep.
put the frame together, and then comes the work.
Right.
Okay, what do you put in the middle? And that takes forever and ever and ever. So basically, I had to figure out who I was and where I was going and what I was doing, and it wasn't easy. I did speak the language.
That's
I
helpful.
spoke Hebrew. I spoke Hebrew because I spoke Hebrew at home to my parents, and I spoke English to my kids. And I understood that something with the way this whole world was functioning, something was wrong. Something was amiss. It just, it didn't make sense to me. None of the way this world worked made any sense to me. Not in Israel, not in Canada, not anywhere. And then I started having babies, and when they wanted to inject my babies with, the minute they were born, I said, you're not touching my kid with any of that. And my oldest daughter's 40. So now they're 40, 39, 37. And then they said to me, but you're harming them. You're killing them. You'll be responsible for anything that goes wrong with them. And it scared the crap out of me. But I wouldn't give in. I wouldn't give in. I wouldn't do it. And then my third child, I already had at home. My third child, I had him at home because I didn't want to go to the hospital. I didn't want to be strapped down. I didn't want to be coerced. But it was like everybody is directed to do what the mainstream is doing. And this, I was so aware of it my whole life. Like people, what happened to our own individual decisions on what we do and how we do, and then you're vilified for it.
Right.
So my whole sense of self-confidence went. So and then I got divorced.
You say
So
that with such vigor.
and then I got divorced, and because yeah, it was vigor. It was with vigor because for me it was staying married to somebody that I didn't love and didn't have anything to do with anything at home. Felt like wrong. So, and to this day, I never regretted it, ever, ever, ever. It was like the best decision I ever made. But then I ended up being a single mother because he skedaddled.
Right.
And so raising the kids by myself. And then I was somehow directed. And then I worked in the clinical trials department of Big Pharma.
Right.
Which was the start of ding, 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 okay, now I know why I feel the way I feel. And it made me very passionate about our own bodies and our own sense of innate self-healing.
Right.
Without knowing why, without actually doing the research. But everything just felt so wrong. And I was the only one in the department who wouldn't take any of their medication because it was given out freely. We didn't have to pay for any of it. No headache pills and no ulcer pills and, nothing, pills for this and pills for that. So
Course.
what, you're not taking it as free? No, thank you. And then
No,
I
thank
just
you.
yeah. So, and then their salary paid for my naturopathic studies. I got
This
paid
is
a
good.
really good salary because it was a clinical trials department in a big pharmaceutical company. So I ended up working with Pfizer and AstraZeneca and all the big names. And I slowly got to know Big Pharma and made me feel even worse that I was actually working there. But I believe that everything that's seemingly negative, there's always a light spot. there's always something. There's always something that you can get in there, see the light, and expand on that. And that's what I did without even being aware of it. And so I studied for 4 years to be a naturopath.
Right.
And eventually, the department closed, and then they sent me somewhere else to work for J&J,
Right.
which was even better.
They give me the EBGBs.
No,
That's my least favorite company on the planet.
but it was like the upstairs management was laughing at me, because I didn't have all that awareness of why exactly I was being, laid on that pathway. I knew there was a reason for it, but I didn't know why. And the training was such that, there was no spirituality, people were not so aware. It was a long time ago. And it wasn't like now. Now I can talk to anybody about anything. Worst comes to worst, they'll say, "Oh, you're nuts," but it's okay, you can talk. Then you couldn't even talk. I couldn't even tell people I had the baby at home.
That's so crazy.
Yeah,
What a crazy world, right? It's taking
it was.
yeah, you said that before, our sovereignty, right? We sort of like let it go somewhere along the way. And yeah, we're trained to not even look for it. And when you start seeing, you can't unsee.
So that was it. So but then they continue to laugh at me upstairs, because then, I'm looking for love. What do we do? We're looking for love. I had a knowledge in my heart that love is really the answer to everything. But so many things are disguised as love, go figure what is really love and what isn't really love. It's like in the 60s. I grew up in Toronto in the Woodstock generation, and there's love everywhere. And you think, okay, well, that's love, but it really isn't.
Right.
So I was adopted by a cult. And
Dear.
that preached love and God and divine everything. And I thought, wow, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And that was 29 years of it.
Wow, that's a long time.
I don't think it started out as a cult. It didn't. It started out as this little guy who's, meditation workshops and stuff. I don't know what he started, but then it grew and grew and grew into really a full-fledged cult. And then you're just sort of in there. And it's really hard to differentiate when you're right in something. It's really, today I understand, it's really difficult to see the periphery, because you're in the middle and you're busy hanging on to who you think you are, and you're not. I mean, I really understand how a battered housewife becomes a battered housewife.
Yeah.
And I understand that now. It's clear to me. I never could understand that. Today I fully understand. And I myself can't say I went through all these horrific experiences that everyone else did, because I hear so many stories of people that went through all these terrible experiences, and my heart just bleeds for everybody. And then I say, but I never went through all that. How come I never went through all of that? I'm a perfect candidate. And really, if you look at it, perfect candidate. So I was the black sheep of the cult, because I never followed protocol, and I never really, I was shamed all over the place, and it's a whole big long list of stuff, uniforms. My uniform was never the way it was supposed to be, and I always came 1 minute early instead of exactly on time. I never stood in the right place, and I never and I never
A bit
earned
of
the
a
right.
rebel, a little bit of a rebel.
Exactly, good word. So I never ever earned the right for all that love that was supposedly in there. So eventually it just made me understand. And then just when the corona started, that was like the last straw. The last straw of everything, the cult, the listening to government, listening to people, listening. It was like somebody, I was Pinocchio, and someone else was pulling, and someone cut the strings. I'm a real boy. Oh my God. I can dance and sing and do what I want. Screw all of you. It was amazing.
Yay.
And that was in 2020. And then like this whole sense of sovereignty, freedom, talking to people about divine love. And somehow the guides, my guides, my divine guidance came in really strong. And then, so I think we each get trained according to our abilities, you know, whatever we can take in, that's how we get trained. And so I was a crappy student. So I was trained like very slowly. I mean, today I'm 70 years old, and I just woke up 5 years ago to being totally sovereign and free. But it was like boom. It was like boom. Like I could quit smoking. I didn't even feel like another cigarette type of thing.
Right.
So, and then since then, it's being very connected to the love vibration. And whoever I talk to, even if it's something that's negative or something I don't like, I'll always try to find what, okay, so it touches me the wrong way, but then, oh, Dorit, you're judging. It's like all these things came in that never were there before. And you're judging. So, okay, I won't judge. Okay, so you can find the love in that darkness. And then somehow it gave me the power. I felt like my power came fully in. I could almost, put on that Wonder Woman outfit and say, ta-da!
That a girl.
So, and that's what I did. I went to Canada. My mother lives in Canada, in Montreal. She's 92, Holocaust survivor. And she's a real character. And I go to visit her periodically because she can't fly here to visit anymore. So I went there right in the beginning in 2020. And, when they made you wear masks everywhere in Canada, and Canada, God bless them,
Yes.
we're very sticklers for everything. But I refused to wear it. I refused. And it was crazy. It was crazy because then I could understand that it all depends on how you vibrate, how you align yourself, and how you vibrate. So it was very interesting when I would walk into anywhere without a mask, and I always meditated first, and I always took my guides with me, and I aligned. When I managed to align properly, nobody saw me. Nobody
I get that.
said anything. Nobody saw me. Nobody commented. And I walked in, I did what I had to do, and I walked out, no mask, nothing. But there were and most of the time I was really, I was nervous, and I could see when I was nervous and I was looking to see, is anybody here? Will they see me? Everybody saw me. Which made me understand that there's an upper management really working with us. And when you're in perfect alignment, and it can be done, you just have to really stick to it. Everything works, and it doesn't have to make sense on a 3D human level. And there were a lot of, I mean, I could have made a comedy series out of me. I walked into a mall and, "Madam, put your mask on." And I would quickly run away. I didn't want to deal with it. So, and they chased me all the way out the door. Come back here, come back here. And I'm running away, and it was winter, and but it was like, it was hilarious. And then one day I aligned, and then nobody saw me. So I would play trial and error. And now I understand. Today I have today I couldn't care less what anyone thinks of me already. I'm already at that stage. But it's very hard to talk, to talk to people. But that's where I am. So today I know my passion is being a super spreader of love. Even in a place where there's darkness, even, if you're on a desert island and you just have a can of Coke, which is pure poison, but there's liquid in that Coke that can keep you alive. And that's what needs to be focused on, and that's what needed to be expanded on. So today I know that we can focus on the little bit of light and expand on that. And for some reason, humans like to focus on the negativity and expand on that. And I don't, it's interesting.
That is society. That really is how it works in the world these days. There's more everything for people that are hiding and wearing masks, like not this medical kind of the actual, hiding who they are, that kind of mask. Yeah, that's a really interesting metaphor. You took off the mask and you've taken off your own mask. Now you're just Dorit, who you really truly
Well,
are.
that's just it. There's no more masks. I don't even wear makeup anymore. There's no more masks. The masks were for our benefits to cover up who we are inside. You always think, okay, you're putting on makeup so the other person will look at you and not get scared. But nobody else really cares. Nobody really cares. And today, one of the meditations, so I work with, I started working as a naturopath. Today I work one-to-one with guided imagery. And so I do the meditation with the people that whoever comes to me, I guide them through a meditation, and somehow our guides work together and we see the same thing. So I said, okay, so obviously that's coordinated. And then we do cards.
Fun. I love
Which
cards.
is really, it's really cool, and I love it. But it's interesting because the masks always come up at one point or another. And then I started to also, during these last 5 years, I started to understand that we are all one. All of us, we're all one. Even, I live in Israel. I see, there's so much stuff going on with the sirens and with the going to bomb shelters and with the soldiers and with their guns and with blah, blah, blah. And they really believe in what they're doing. I say, just stay at home, take care of your families, and then there'll be nobody to fight. but even that, I talk to people and there's always that element of light coming through. Even the worst thief, the worst, the drunk lying on the corner, which I've also experienced. There's always, I always see there's some point of light in there, and energetically, they benefit from it on whatever level they can. It's not up to me to understand or explain it, but I know that they do, and I know that this is what I'm doing on a spiritual level, on a
Some
whatever
teaching
level.
level.
Yeah, and I'm also very much aware our innate ability for the body to heal itself.
Yes.
Very much aware. So I haven't gone, I won't go to a doctor. I don't do blood tests anymore. I don't go to dentists. I don't even go to the hygienist. I just don't go to any of these places because I don't believe they can give me what I need.
I believe you're right.
And this is how what I talk to people, so they don't accept it. It's very hard for people to, I wouldn't even recommend others to do that, but I'm just saying what I do. And that's about
And you
it.
have
So
you have
my
every
daughter,
right,
yeah, my
right?
daughter does the same as me. And my two boys think I'm off the wall, but they love me anyway. And
Yep,
my
I get that.
mother understands. So that's just it. So today, my passion is two things. One, to spread the love virus, be a super spreader. Two, to make people understand, and I've done a lot of research on this, even as a naturopath and as working in big pharma. So I've had with both worlds, understanding that we can heal our own bodies on every level, right down to the point of growing of cavities, being your tooth being able to heal itself from a cavity. So this is my passion, and that's what I'm doing.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. And resonating love, is there anything more profound as a human being to do? Is there anything that tops that? Not in my books. I think that is the best, the biggest
No,
offering that you can give to humanity is doing that.
no, there isn't. But most people don't even I'm not sure I understand, but I can feel it. What is love? They think love is a love between two people. It's a romantic love. It's a love between families, but it's not even that. It's a love for yourself as a soul who is here on a divine journey to connect with source via the connection we all have with each other as humans on this planet. And I see that connection between everyone, animals, plants, minerals. I'm a tree hugger.
Too.
You too?
Yeah. I
Oh,
grew up on the
good.
west coast of BC. How can you not be a tree hugger and be from British Columbia?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's just it. And I grew up in Toronto where if you hug a tree, you'll get arrested.
Right. I know. I'm living right now, just about an hour north of Toronto. And yeah, it's a different vibe here.
Yeah. Where in Toronto? Where now? Where are you
An
living?
hour north. Just near Orangeville.
Okay.
Yeah, near there.
I do. So, because I'm still a Canadian at heart, you can. So that's more or less what I do.
Well, that's wonderful.
I don't
Have you
have any
written,
horrific.
are you
Hmm?
writing a book? Are you writing a book? Are you sharing your story? You should share your story. Your life sounds very interesting. And I think a lot of people would be interested.
It is very interesting, especially with all the different relationships I've had bringing me travel, going here, there, here. Actually, I started writing something about the cult I
Mhm.
was in, how that woke me up. You know,
Right?
nothing negative, nothing negative. I don't want to put negativity on
Perpetuate Nick.
stage
Absolutely. I totally, yeah, totally get
because
that.
when we put he did this to me, that I don't believe, especially living in Israel when there's this side and that side. You know, I have many people, my Canadian friends who are Jewish. What did you hear what they did? Did you hear about them trading the Jews? And did you hear? I said, but I'm not interested in any of that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're on the side of them. So how dare you? No, I'm
Mm.
on the side of love. I'm on the side of a human experience as a soul. So I wrote 4 pages on the cult. Not even, I mean, a little bit of negativity probably came through. It was actually quite cathartic. But you know, I understand. I do send it to people because it's only 4 pages, but I'm not a writer.
So, yeah. Just I think sharing your story in any kind of way, and you went through some stuff, a journey, and it took a little rattling to get you for the lights to come on. Even though they were on the whole time, they were just covered up. And yeah, it took that realization. You
Yeah,
had to go on that path, and everybody takes a different path. Not everybody, obviously,
of
right?
course,
So
of
yeah, it's
course.
different,
And I feel like mine is just starting now.
right? That's even the
I,
better part.
which is cool because I'm so excited.
Yeah, right? You just
I'm so
like
excited to
starting to
see
live,
where it's going to lead me because you know, it's going to lead me somewhere. I know it is, and I have no expectations, but I know it's leading me somewhere. And when I talk to people, you know, the very few people I can talk to, I mean, I can't talk to people here like I talk to you. I belong to Bruce Lipton's community, so I can talk to him and people in the community, and that's how you know, it's really nice to talk to them. But you know, you can't talk to the normal person on the street the way I'm talking to you. It's just I want to be around when we can.
and I think it's coming. It feels like it's coming,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, it's amazing. And
yeah.
it's so
So
wonderful to be a part of it in that way,
I know, I'm so excited. I said, oh, thank God I'm here for this time because this is what we're here for.
right?
We're here to build our new world. We're here to build this exciting new heaven on earth. And we're building it brick by brick by brick by brick, and we're doing it. And it's already, the foundation has been laid down. Not many people understand that, but it has been laid down. And it's still being laid down. And the more people I talk to, even if it's one or two, I feel like something in there. I see this little brick coming out, planting its place in that foundation.
Right? Yeah, it just takes that little spark to get somebody to go, oh, wait a second. I wasn't looking at it that way, or I didn't feel this way about something. And then next thing you know, you've got this wonderful new, I don't know, if you want to call it a revolution yet, but it
Yeah,
sort
and
of
this is
feels
our
like it is.
job. This is our job. This is what we're here to do. The Women's Wellness Network, you know, I look at it,
Yep.
wellness. This is what we're here to do. We're to create the framework of our beautiful new planet based on wellness. And yeah, so I love it.
Well, that's what we're doing, and we're doing it together. You and me and a whole bunch of other people.
Yay.
It's wonderful. So,
Yeah.
are you working with clients? Could we, would you be interested in people reaching out to you, or do you just work with people
No
in
problem.
person?
No, listen, I do talk to people and I do to do you know, one-to-one helping. I don't advertise,
Right.
but it does come in occasionally, and I feel like that's my focus, my mission. So yeah,
And your
but I don't
and
have
your
a
gift.
website or anything like that.
Okay, but they can connect with you on Facebook.
Facebook, WhatsApp, email. I think you have all my I mean, I don't know.
I do. Well, we'll put it all in the comments. We'll put it in the comments below the interview, and people can find you that way. So, Women of the Women's Wellness Network, if you're interested in connecting with Dorit, she has a lot of life experience. She has some really interesting stories. She's a beautiful soul. And I mean, I know we all are, but Dorit really puts it
We
right out
all
there.
are. We all are
Yeah,
beautiful.
we are,
Nobody's great. Nobody's better. Nobody's, we are all
right?
exceptionally a part of this whole thing called planet Earth. All of us, every single one of us. And so there's no better, there's no worse, there's no good, there's no bad, there's no right, there's no wrong.
Right? There's just different experiences and different perspectives.
Absolutely. And it's always interesting to hear other people's experiences and how they navigated through it.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. And that's, one of the things I love about the Women's Wellness Network is that we get to share these things and uncover things about people that we had no idea about. And sometimes even during conversations, people realize that they didn't even know about something. And it's just like, wow, great. The lights are all coming on. Everybody's opening their doors and windows and everybody's saying, come on in. We're here. Let's clean the house out and let's start fresh. And I think
Also,
that's
you're
what we're
doing a
going to do.
fantastic job, because what you're doing is really, I love what you're doing. What you're doing is, if someone even gets a little bit of a light bulb, their guides take over. I feel like they look for a place to come in, and then something opens up. And then they get this idea. Oh, where did that idea come from? Oh, I like that. That's positive. And you don't even know where it came from, but it could be just from the exchange of energy that you're doing. And so I love what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, it was so lovely to have you here today. And
Thank
like
you.
I said, Women of the Women's Wellness Network, we will put all of Dorit's information into the comments so that you can contact her if you feel
Okay.
so called to. And Dorit, it was lovely to have you here today. I'm so happy to have finally get to speak to you my
Thank
own
you so
audience.
much.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Me too.
And
And give my love to Canada.
yeah, yes, for sure. Well, they're getting that right now because I'm feeling your vibe and it's resonating out for me. So it's already
Yeah.
here. It's already here. So thank you so much. And everybody, until next
You
time,
went mute.
be well. Oh,
Ah,
I did.
okay.
Am I back?
Never mind. Your body language says it all.
Perfect.
Much
All right.
love to everyone.